Hi. Every survivalist, whether they are serious about bushcraft and it's their life, or they're a sort of survivalist like myself, part-time camper, we all need to have the ability to make fire when we're out camping. So today, I'm going to talk about what I keep in my bag, what tools and tips I use to ensure that I have a campfire every single time. Stay tuned. Welcome back. As I said before, we're going to talk about things I keep in my bag to start a fire with, and everything that I use, I keep in this little pouch right here, and I call this my fire kit. And it's got everything that I need to start a fire with, and yeah, so let's jump right into it. Okay, so this is my fire kit. First thing I do is first thing I got is I always keep some birch bark with me, and I make sure it's in this bag. It's nice and dry, and the reason I do that is because I happen to really love birch bark as a fire starter. It burns really quickly and really fiercely, and so but I find that I don't always there's not always birch around, and I prefer this. So every time I go hiking, I pick up a piece of birch, I throw it in my backpack, and I keep a little crate right here of birch bark. And I let it dry out in my basement. And every time I come back from camping, I make a new little thing like this, and I can pull it apart, and it helps to start a fire. Next thing I have is I keep some cotton balls, because like the birch bark, you can pull them apart like this, and they burn really quickly. And it helps to start a fire with, because they light easily and they burn quickly. Then I keep my fire steel, and I have it on a rope attached to my bag. And the reason is because I watch a TV show called Alone, which I'm sure if you're watching this, you probably at least have heard of it. If not, it's basically a reality show where these contestants go out in the middle of nowhere, and they have to survive the elements for as long as they possibly can. Well, the reason I keep it on a rope is because two contestants at one point had to go home because they lost their fire steel, and set it down, or it rolled off or rolled into the fire, what have you, but they couldn't find it. Therefore, they couldn't start a fire, and they had to go home. So I keep it on a string, because I find that if it rolls away, the bag's not going to roll away. And the bag is obviously an orange color. It's in contrast to a lot of the browns on the ground. So hopefully I won't lose my fire steel like this. Plus, it's long enough. I can set the bag down next to me, and it won't get in the way. So there's that. Next thing I keep is, I know I have these to start fire, but like I said in my previous video, I want the authentic experience, which is why I use the fire steel and not a lighter. But I also don't want to waste what little time I have to get out there, struggling to start a fire. So I keep a little thing. I got this at the local dollar store. And it's just a little container, and I put charcoal lighter fluid in. And if I don't have this stuff, or if I've used it and I need to start this is a good accelerant, and it doesn't take up much space, and it weighs almost nothing. So I keep that. The next thing I keep has to do with if I ever need to make a rocket stove. And if you don't know what a rocket stove is, it's basically making a stove out of a log, out of a piece of firewood, you know, log. So I had my cousin weld this little bracket here, and this little tool fits right in. And now I can use it to make holes in logs to help me make a rocket stove. And then lastly, I keep a few roofing nails in my bag that have to do with the rocket stove. So when you have it all set up and you have the hole where the fire's coming through in the top, you put your pan on top, it doesn't allow for the air to breathe. So I use these to create a little pedestal around the top of the hole where the fire comes out, so that way it's raised up enough and there's air circulation and the fire doesn't go out. So anyway, there you have it. It all fits right in this nice little bag. And I have found that it's everything that I keep in here pretty much covers any scenario that I need to make a fire with. If it's if I don't have some kind of accelerant, which is what these are for, yeah, I have these in my bag. If it's wet out and things are wet and it's making it harder to light with my flint and steel, I have this. If I need to make a rocket stove, which helps for having a controlled fire instead of something that's on the ground and you know, it's contained within the log, I have stuff to make a rocket stove with. So yeah, this it all fits nice and neat in this bag here, and it is a little heavy because of the drill bit and the bracket that I used at the end of the drill bit. But it doesn't take up much space, and as I said before, I don't keep a lot of stuff in my bag, so I'm not worried about the extra weight that the drill bit adds to it. But it does make my life easier, and I know there are serious survivalists out there that say the lighter fluid in the little spritzer bottle is kind of cheating. But you know what? I'm of the mentality, work smarter, not harder. And as I said before, I don't want to spend tons of time out there making trying to make a fire when I can just do a couple of spritz, one spark, and I'm good to go. And I still have the experience of using the flint and steel. So anyway, it works for me. If you like what you saw, please feel free to like and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, I will see you next time. Take care.